What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another brand new installment of Renegades Reviews, exclusively here as always on the Casa D18 Studios channel. I, of course, am your host, the Renegade JJ Williams, and today we keep on going through the MCU timeline, and we discuss 2014's Guardians of the Galaxy, starring Chris Pratt, Zoe Saldana, Dave Bautista, Vin Diesel, Bradley Cooper, Lee Pace, Michael Rooker, Karen Gillan, Digimon Unsu, John C. Reilly, Glenn Close, Benicio del Toro, Josh Brolin, Sean Gunn, and Seth Green. What's going on, everybody? Thank you for joining me here once again for another brand new installment of Renegades Reviews. And like I said during the introduction, today we're going to keep on going through the timeline, and we're going to discuss the star-studded Guardians of the Galaxy from 2014. Let's not waste any time. Let's get right into it here, shall we? Our movie opens in 1988, right here on planet Earth, as Meredith Quill, mother of Peter Quill, passes away. Now, before she dies, she gives Peter a present. And after she passes, Peter is abducted from Earth by a group of alien thieves and smugglers called the Ravagers, which are led by Yondu Udonta. We then jump ahead 26 years and are on the abandoned planet of Morag, where Quill steals a mysterious orb, but is attacked by the forces of the fanatical Kree renegade Ronan the Accuser, which are led by Korath. Quill is able to escape with the orb, but Yondu discovers his theft and issues a bounty for his capture, while Ronan sends the assassin Gamora after the orb. When Quill attempts to sell the orb on Xandar, the capital of the Nova Empire, Gamora ambushes him and steals it. A fight ensues, which ends up drawing in a pair of bounty hunters, a genetically and cybernetically modified raccoon named Rocket, and a tree-like humanoid named Groot. The Nova Corps officers capture the four individuals and detain them in a Kylan prison, where an inmate there named Drax the Destroyer attempts to kill Gamora due to her association with the powerful intergalactic warlord Thanos, as well as her association with Ronan, who's responsible for killing his family. Quill convinces Drax that Gamora can bring Ronan to him, though Gamora reveals that she has betrayed Ronan, as she is unwilling to let him use the orb's power. Upon discovering that Gamora intends to sell the orb to the collector, Taneleer Tavan, Quill, Rocket, Groot, and Drax all work with her to escape the Kylan in Quill's ship, the Milano. Ronan meets up with Gamora's adoptive father, Thanos, in order to discuss her betrayal, while Quill's group flees to Nowhere, a remote, lawless outpost in space built inside the giant severed head of a celestial. Drax ends up getting drunk and summons Ronan while the rest of the group meets with the collector. Taneleer Tavan opens the orb and reveals the Power Stone, an item of immeasurable power that destroys all of the most powerful beings who wield it. Tavan's servant Karina grabs the stone, which triggers an explosion which engulfs Tavan's archive. Ronan arrives there on Nowhere and easily defeats Drax, while the others flee by ship, pursued by Ronan's followers, as well as Gamora's adoptive sister, Nebula. Nebula is able to destroy Gamora's ship, which leaves her floating in space, and Ronan's fighters capture the orb. Quill contacts Yondu before following Gamora into space, giving her his helmet to survive. Yondu arrives and retrieves the pair, while Rocket, Groot, and Drax threaten to attack Yondu's ship in an effort to rescue them. However, Quill negotiates a truce and promises the orb to Yondu as a result. Quill and his newfound allies agree that facing Ronan means certain death, but they also agree that they cannot allow him to use the Infinity Stone to destroy the galaxy. Meanwhile, on Ronan's flagship, the Dark Aster, Ronan embeds the stone into his Warhammer, taking its power for himself instead of delivering it to Thanos as promised. Ronan then contacts Thanos and threatens to kill him after first destroying Xandar. Hateful of her adoptive father, Nebula allies herself with Ronan, and the Ravagers and Quill's group join with the Nova Corps to confront the Dark Aster on Xandar, with Quill's group breaching the Dark Aster with the Milano. Ronan uses his empowered Warhammer to destroy the Nova Corps fleet. Drax kills Korath, and Gamora defeats Nebula, who escapes, but the group finds themselves outmatched by Ronan's power until Rocket crashes a Ravager's ship through the Dark Aster. The damaged Dark Aster crash lands on Xandar, with Groot sacrificing himself to shield the group. Ronan emerges from the wreck and prepares to destroy Xandar, but Quill distracts him, allowing Drax and Rocket to destroy Ronan's Warhammer. Quill grabs the freed stone, and with Gamora, Drax, and Rocket sharing its burden, uses it to vaporize Ronan. In the aftermath, Quill tricks Yondu into thinking a container supposedly contains the stone and gives the real stone to the Nova Corps instead. As the Ravagers depart Xandar, Yondu remarks that it turned out well that they didn't deliver Quill to his father per the terms of the contract. Quill's group, now known as the Guardians of the Galaxy, has their criminal records expunged, and Quill learns that he is only half human, with his father being part of an ancient, unknown species. Quill finally opens up the gift that his mother gave him on her deathbed and discovers a cassette tape filled with her favorite songs. The Guardians depart Xandar in the rebuilt Milano, along with a potted sapling cut from Groot, which grows into a baby version of him. In our post-credits scene, we see Tanalir Tavan sitting in his destroyed archive. He is then joined by Cosmo, the space dog, who is one of his exhibits, who licks him, prompting one of his other exhibits, Howard the Duck, to chime in. Guardians of the Galaxy was definitely an unexpected hit because the characters were not that well known by the mainstream population prior to this film. Yes, the quote-unquote comic book geeks of the world knew who the Guardians were. I sure as heck didn't. So this was an incredible introduction to a group of characters that have definitely made a lasting impression on the MCU, and to date still have at least one more film that's coming, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. I believe it's slated to come in 2023. Don't quote me on that, because it hasn't even begun filming yet. They've been waiting for James Gunn they wanted to finish Suicide Squad, the remake, reboot, second chapter of that, whatever it's going to be. And then with COVID having hit, they hadn't really got started yet on it, to my knowledge. Now, it's possible they have begun filming, and I'm unaware, but I don't believe filming has begun yet on Volume 3. But with everything that's come between Volume 1, Volume 2, and their appearances in Infinity War and Endgame, I'm beyond curious to see what lies in store for Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. I thought that this was extremely well cast. Chris Pratt, I think, did an amazing job as Peter Quill, Star-Lord. Zoe Saldana did an amazing job as Gamora. The voice talent of Vin Diesel, who, granted, all he had to do was record himself saying, "I am Groot," a bunch of different ways, and he was good. Along with the one, "We are Groot." But Bradley Cooper as the sarcastic Rocket Raccoon. And as a wrestling fan, let us not overlook Dave Bautista's turn as Drax the Destroyer. I swear to God, y'all, I feel like Big Dave showed more personality in this film and Volume 2 than he ever did in his WWE run. Like, I did not know that laid within Batista, because he was always portrayed in wrestling as the animal. So he never really got to show his comedic side all that much. There were a few times. One that comes to my head the quickest is the WrestleMania 21 "You Talking to Me" commercial, where he was doing Taxi Driver. But other than that, like, Batista plus sense of humor in WWE very rarely existed. So I was thoroughly surprised to see him in this and watch him be as good as he was. Also, let's not short count Howard the Duck. Now, we're going to discuss the actual Howard the Duck film at the very end of the month. It's going to be the last film we do for Marvel Month. But, you know, spoiler alert for those that have never seen it, it bombed horribly. So for them to actually resurrect that character and put him not only in Volume 1, but Volume 2, and if you look closely enough, he's in the Endgame battle against Thanos. But the fact that they resurrected that character for this film is just mind-numbing to me. Because as a kid, I never minded Howard the Duck. I was a kid. As I got older, but again, we'll get deeper into that when we get to that point. When it comes to my ranking for Guardians of the Galaxy, easy 4.5 out of 5. You know, I never was a fan of Ronan, the Accuser. I think if Thanos had been the main bad here, it would have been better, because we would have gotten to see a little bit more of him as we got the slow build towards Infinity War and Endgame. And yes, we did get to see a little bit more of him here. He was definitely a lot more fleshed out here than he was during his mid-credits cameo during the Avengers. But I just feel like if he had been more of the villain here than Ronan had, it would have been a little bit better of a movie. That's the only thing that takes that half star off. But the soundtrack was just amazing. I mean, Blue Suede's Hooked on a Feeling, I Want You Back by the Jackson 5, Cherry Bomb by the Runaways, Ooh Child by the Five Stair Steps, and the Marvin Gaye, Tammy Terrell classic Ain't No Mountain High Enough. just a sample of the songs found within this soundtrack. I cannot say enough good things about the surprise that was Guardians of the Galaxy. What do you guys think out there? If you're watching the premiere, let me know. Leave your thoughts and comments here. If you're watching on demand, leave your thoughts and comments down here. But whatever you do, when you get out there on social media, let's try to get those hashtags trending. Hashtag Casa D18 Studios, hashtag Renegades Reviews, hashtag Renegade Returns, and of course, the ever popular hashtag Shenanigans. We interrupt this episode of Renegades Reviews for an important announcement about
merchandising.
Merchandising? What's that?
Merchandising. Come, I'll show you. Merchandising, where the real money's made.
Make sure you go over to teespring.com/stores/Jeff Meacham Network for all the t-shirts you see here from the West Coast professor, Jeff Meacham himself. You can get shirts for the Jeff Meacham Network, Talk Wrestling, as well as the red and gold Meachamania shirts. And while you're there, don't forget to get your shirts of the Casa D18 Studios Brotherhood, the Dads on Wrestling shirt, the Renegade JJ Williams, Statboy Sports Bar, and the hashtag Statboy Approved shirt. Make sure you go over to teespring.com/stores/Jeff Meacham Network and score your shirts today. Make sure you guys get out there. Do what that commercial just told you. Go to teespring.com/stores/Jeff Meacham Network for all the official merchandise of the Casa D18 Studios Brotherhood. Get your Renegade JJ Williams shirt, Dad's Not Always on Wrestling, Statboy Sports Bar, hashtag Statboy Approved, hashtag Shenanigans. Get your official shirts for the Jeff Meacham Network, 3 different designs of the Jeff Meacham Network logo for you to choose from, along with Meachamania, Talk Wrestling, and so much more. Get out there, purchase one of those shirts, or hey, it's summertime, beach bonfires, pool parties, barbecues. Go to the Teespring website, score yourself a tank top. You can choose from the Renegade JJ Williams or Meachamania. But either way you go, it's the perfect accessory for those hot summer days and those even hotter summer nights. Get out there, show your love and support. While you're showing your love and support, do what that ticker tells you to do. Do you enjoy my content? Do you enjoy my daily videos? Do you appreciate the fact that I'm out here every day in my garage studio doing the best that I can to give you brand new daily content? If you are, then go to the PayPal link as it scrolls along the bottom of the screen there. Make a small donation. Keep in mind, everybody, I'm not monetized. So the only way I'm going to make a few bucks is if you out there go to that PayPal link right there and send a couple bucks donation. Don't want to send money? That's cool. Go to the Linktree link, click on the link for my Amazon movie wish list, which I am constantly updating. Order a movie for me. When it comes, I'll open it live on Renegade Recap, give you a shout out, and then when I can slate it into one of my theme months, sit down, watch it, and review it, and give you guys another shout out. And I'll make sure I show you guys the same amount of love and support that you guys show to me. Make sure you guys tune in at the top of the half hour, as today is in fact a double feature day, and I am going to continue the Guardian story with 2017's Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. 6 months after the event of this film, starring Chris Pratt, Zoe Saldana, Dave Bautista, Vin Diesel, Bradley Cooper, Michael Rooker, Karen Gillan, Pom Klementieff, Sean Gunn, Sylvester Stallone, Kurt Russell, Seth Green, Michael Rosenbaum, Ving Rhames, Michelle Yeoh, and Miley Cyrus. You're not going to want to miss out. Right back here in just a few minutes on another brand new episode today of Renegades Reviews as I discuss Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. All my loyal fans and viewers out there that have been tuning in for the premiere, leaving your comments right over here, Thank you very much. I greatly appreciate it. All my loyal fans and viewers tuning in just a little bit later, watching on demand, leaving all your thoughts and comments down there. Thank you very much. I greatly appreciate it. I appreciate each and every one of my loyal viewers that tune in on a daily basis. Thank you very much for watching. See you guys in a few minutes for Volume 2, and I will see you next time.